Time, Evander Holyfield going up against Ricky Parkey. Parkey, the IBF Cruiserweight champ. Holyfield, the WBA Junior Heavyweight title holder. That is coming up a little bit later on. Holyfield, the first of the American Olympic class of 1984 to win a world title. Evander Holyfield, ironically, received the most publicity because of a defeat, a loss in the most talked about fight of the 1984 Olympics. This the scene in Los Angeles in the light heavyweight semifinals. Holyfield going against Kevin Barry was the model of decorum, handling the setback extraordinarily well. A setback precipitated by this left hook that caught Kevin Barry, a powerful blow that ironically cost Holyfield the bout. So it was Kevin Barry's arm raised in victory. And then Barry showed his respect for Holyfield with this sportsmanlike gesture. Thus, it was Anton Josipovic of Yugoslavia going on to win the gold. But the International Olympic Committee virtually admitted the unfairness of the disqualification.
Afterwards, the interpreter was talking, translating for him. He said he didn't feel like he was really the gold medal winner because he didn't face me. And he said he felt like I was the best and I was the guy that he had to be. So it made me feel good by him expressing that point.
Following the Olympics, Josipovic returned to his hometown of Banja Luka, Yugoslavia, where he completed his army training. He is a hero to the people of Yugoslavia. Anton still boxes, but only enough to keep fit, although he does intend to compete at the European Championships later this month in Milano, Italy. At the moment, he is spending much time at home and often reflects about those glory days at the Olympics, surprisingly winning the gold in a division that included Evander Holyfield.
Što se tiče Holyfieldsa, ja mislim da je on tad u LA-u bio vjerovatno najbolji Amerikanac koji je bio u toj ekipi.
In Los Angeles, Holyfield was the best boxer on the American team, which has been proven in his professional career, where he has won a world title. I hope he keeps the title and receives all that goes with it.
Što se tiče meča sa Holyfieldsom, ja mislim da posle tog prvenstva Evrope, gdje ću ja da potvrdim još jednom svoj amaterski rezultat, a vjerovatno će
I expect to turn professional after the European Championships. Then another encounter may be possible to finally decide whose gold in fact it was.
Well, I would love that. That's a situation where that, you know, I would give up my belt just to fight for this gold medal.
We're looking at Evander Holyfield's dressing room here at Caesar's Palace, but let's switch now to the dressing room of Ricky Parkey. This looks more like the winner's dressing room. There are sisters galore in here. Ricky Parkey's family here, his sisters, his fiance is here. How do you tolerate all this minutes before a fight?
Look at him.
Ricky Parkey reminds you of the Willie Stargell thing some years ago with the Pittsburgh Pirates, when Willie and the other Pirates said, "We are family." Well, this family is from Tennessee, and Ricky, of course, is going to be in Ohio much of the time. After looking at this, you'll get to understand this enthusiasm a little better.
Gonna make you wanna go home now. Gonna make you wanna go home. All God's children get weary when they're grown. Don't it make you wanna go home? Don't it make you wanna go home?
I was born in Morristown, 1956. Eastern Tennessee town at the foothills of Smoky Mountains. I love coming home. Going out in the world and accomplish something. It's like I'm going out and grown up, made something of myself, made my parents proud. I love bringing it home to them.
Hey, Mom! Hey!
My mother, she's the love of the family. She keeps the family together. She's like a chicken over her hens. I mean, the little chicken and everything. We step outside, she be constantly listening, constantly looking out the window, peeping, see if we all right. My dad taught me everything. The way of life, to get along with people. You don't have to be strong, you don't have to beat everybody up to get along with people. You don't have to be afraid of people. He taught me understanding. I got 3 sisters. The youngest, the most beautiful one. I named her when she was a baby. When she came home, I thought it was a doll baby. Her name stuck with her forever. And when you see her, you will see why I call her doll baby. Flora, my second sister, I'm very proud of her because she is a career woman. And I'm also very proud to say that I started her in her career. Dorothy, my oldest sister, she set great examples for us for going to college and accomplished great things. Gave us want and hope. She also the one who taught me how to fight.
When Rick was 3 and a half, we took him to the playground, and this little boy kind of pushed him around a little bit. So we took him home and practiced him up for a week and took him back. And Rick's been defending himself ever since. And after tonight, if he loses, he's got to come home and face me, and that is serious.
Toby, my son, looks more like my father. He got my father's freckles. Very strong bully kid. He's built like me. We have a very unique and special relationship. He cherishes the grounds I walk on. When I speak to him, he don't look away, he look dead in my eyes. He look deep in. So when I tell him something, I gotta tell him the truth. I gotta speak to him from my heart. We speak to each other from heart to heart. I understand him because he was just like me when I was growing up. Since I know how hard life can be, I'm trying to establish so that my family do not have to go through the same things I did coming up in my boxing career. So I'm establishing a way so they be financially secure and myself financially secure because I don't want the pressures and the worries of next month's bills. So I'm fighting hard for that now. And my sister said it for me. If there's something in life you want for, go after it. Don't let nothing stop you. If you give you all you got and fail, great. You give you all you got and succeed, more power to you.
That's Ricky Parkey, just moments away from the fight scheduled against Evander Holyfield. And of course, the question is he just being used now? Is he a stumbling block? Is he an opponent that the people who are handling Evander Holyfield feel that, well, that Evander is capable of handling? Is there a danger as we stand here with Evander Holyfield that a guy like you, undefeated, the attention of the world focused on you, you're the bright and shining hope? Is there a chance you could be overconfident for a fight like this?
Not at all. I don't take a fight too lightly. I go in and take every opponent as a champion and to take advantage of my situation for is using everybody else's stepping stone to get where I want to go.
Where do you really want to go, and how do you tolerate this here?
Well, right now, Parkey is my main concern, defeating Ricky Parkey, and after that, then I have to think about it.
Okay. I want you to think about this young man, the man who was denied the Olympic championship. Let's get to know him a little better as we visit Atlanta, Georgia. As Evander Holyfield and his son Evander Jr. pull up to his reserve spot at Ken Sanders' Buick in suburban Atlanta, Georgia, well, he looks frankly like a businessman. Not so much like a world boxing champion. You see, Evander has an interest in Sanders' business. He's trying to learn all he can about the car business, just the same way that Sanders has an interest in Holyfield's business. You see, Sanders helped sponsor Holyfield as an amateur boxer. Evander didn't forget it. After his popularity soared following that provocative disqualification at the 1984 Olympic Games in Los Angeles, Ken Sanders found out that he was going to be the man who would be managing Evander Holyfield. He found out in an extraordinary way.
Did you go see the house? I read the paper, Sunday's newspaper, and they're interviewing Evander and talking about his disqualification. And they asked him what he was going to do, and he made the statement, well, you have to talk to my manager, Ken Sanders. And I says, I can't believe this. He had never said to me, we had no contract, that I was going to handle it.
Ken Sanders is a great businessman, and most of all, he had my best interest in his heart, and I know that. And by him not knowing anything about boxing, it really didn't make any difference to me because I know about boxing, and it's up to me to get out there and fight. But I need somebody with a sharp and business mind to help me manage my money, and that's the man for me.
Evander Holyfield's success in boxing, together with sound financial management, have given him security. His wife, Paulette, son Evander Jr., and daughter Ashley are very comfortable in their home in suburban Atlanta. They picked out a site for a new home, too. Evander knows it takes a special kind of woman to help raise his family and lend strength at a time when he's concentrating on trying to achieve high goals as a boxer.
You have to be a strong person to put up with professional athletes. I'm not home all the time, and that I do have 2 kids, and it takes someone very special to handle 2 kids and to be able to handle a person such as I, go out of town in the media eye all the time, and just around a lot of things. I feel like to be a wife or athlete or someone that's in the limelight, that you have to be very strong. It's not a marriage.
It's not like a lot of pressure is on me, but it's you know, I feel like I'm a single parent sometimes, and when like Evander, when little Evander, he does something I think is so great, you know, and I'm so proud of him. I want his daddy to feel the same way about him, you know, and I want him to be there to be able to share it, the feeling, you know, that I have with his son.
In this locker room, this man and his trainer, Lou Duva, watched that stinker of a fight that you all just saw, and both say they saw nothing that impressed them or scared them. Back to ringside, Marvin Furty. All right, Dave, and here in Las Vegas, you get the idea there has been as much attention focused on the battle of the boxing alphabet war as there has been on the upcoming fight.
Just a minute, I never do this to you, Mark. Yes. So you have to give me the privilege of doing and interrupting you one time in 8 years is not bad. The public, Showtime, top boxing people are all thrilled about the honor that you have gotten this week, and I want to share that with the public. Yep. Not Time Magazine, not Sports Illustrated, but the Clarion of Truth, the arbiter of elegance in the United States, the Rolling Stones, has selected you one of the top 20 hottest properties in the United States. What does all that mean, Marv? I've been waiting all week for this, Ferdy. What it means is this. It came down to myself, Larry Bud Melman of the David Letterman Show, and Dr. Ruth. And you close vote, yes. Well, from that exalted high of celebritydom, let's come back down to the mundane world of boxing. You were saying about so nice of you to mention that. Thank you so much, folks. Yes, getting back to the situation here in Las Vegas. As you know, Evander Holyfield is the WBA junior heavyweight champion. Ricky Parkey is the IBF cruiserweight champ. Now, about a month ago, the state of Nevada withdrew from the WBA because the WBA recognizes fighters from South Africa. So the WBA declared that this is not a title fight, although they would not strip Holyfield. Thus, if Holyfield wins, he would take Parkey's cruiserweight crown. But if Parkey wins, he does not win the WBA title. The WBA title then would be vacant. I want to clear this up, and we have these very careful notes in front of us. Now, the latest today is a WBA representative said the WBA has suspended all its ties with South Africa, and the Nevada State Athletic Commission says it will vote later this month to put the WBA on probation while allowing it to sanction fights and appoint officials in Nevada. So they continue to go round and round. Holyfield said, though, if Parkey wins, he will give him his championship belt. And an explanation of how it all happened. Right. Okay, and here comes Evander Holyfield, the WBA junior heavyweight champion, and he is making his way toward the ring. Evander Holyfield, who won his title in only his 12th professional fight, off that 15-round decision over Dwight Cowie last July in Holyfield's hometown of Atlanta. One of the stirring fights of the year.
Holyfield managing to survive the early barrage and then came on strong to dominate the later rounds, going on to the split decision victory. At this moment, I think Cowie has other thoughts on his mind coming off that wild decision in the early bout against Ozzy Ocasio. And now Ricky Parkey is making his way with his son Toby, who you met earlier, holding the IBF Cruiserweight Championship belt. Ricky Parkey on his way toward the ring out of Morristown, Tennessee, a record of 19-4, 12 by knockout. He won the IBF title last October, stopping Leroy Murphy in the 10th round. So Holyfield and Parkey are closing in on fight time. We talked with both earlier and asked about their strategy.
Well, I would use my left hand on Ricky Parkey and the double jab and then cut the ring off and pressure him and pressure him so much in the early round that in the middle round that I would be able to take him out.
We don't say. How are we gonna do it? We ain't want to show our hand. We want to show our ace in the hole. So we ain't gonna show you no corners, nothing like that. So we won't say. Right? We'll show you a sign. And you remember what I told you about that? The slam jam. So that's the only thing I got to say.
And Ricky Parkey has entered the ring. Ricky Parkey, who does have a big punch, the overhand right, and will snap off the jab occasionally. Holyfield, on the other hand, fast for big man, tries to use that speed and quickness, and we will race to the ring. Here is Chuck Hall.
United States Athletic Commission for the next bout of the evening. The judges are Frank Cairo, Michael Gliana, and Cindy Barton. The timekeeper is Mike Morabito. Counting the knockdowns, Charlie Roth. The attending physician ringside, Doctors Donald Romeo, Flip Polanski, and James Game. Ladies and gentlemen, the referee for the next bout of the evening, Mr. Davy Pearl. This is the main event of the night. 15 rounds of boxing for the IBF Cruiserweight Championship of the World. Introducing, in the blue corner, fighting out of Atlanta, Georgia, weighing in at 188 pounds. He is undefeated in his professional career with a record of 14 wins, no defeats, 10 KOs. He is the WBA Junior Heavyweight Champion of the World and the challenger in this contest. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Evander Holyfield. And in the red corner, fighting out of Morristown, Tennessee, weighing 187.5 pounds. His professional record consists of 19 wins, 4 defeats with 12 KOs. Introducing the IBF Cruiserweight Champion of the World, Ricky Parkey.
Ricky Parkey and Evander Holyfield getting set. Referee, a veteran of many a championship fight, Davy Pearl.
Let's get this. Let me remind you once again, the rules we went over. Pay attention to me. Look at me. Come on, look at me. Remember.
Davy Pearl not dissatisfied that Ricky Parkey was looking in his direction as you check out the IBF rules. Scoring on the 10-point must, handled by the 3 judges. And the 3 knockdown rule not in effect. There is a mandatory 8 count. The tale of the tape showing the reach advantage for Holyfield. Scheduled for 15. And Parkey with the windup going right at Holyfield.
He threw that left. It's the right hand that you've got to watch with Parkey. Parkey throws a strange, arcing, looping right hand. The one that knocked out Leroy Murphy. He's opening up with action right from the opening bell.
that Parkey would look to stay away, but he comes out at Holyfield.
These are two champions, no question about it, and they've come out to fight from the opening bell.
Here in Las Vegas, the only betting proposition you could get on tonight's fight concerns whether it would last 4 rounds. A $100 bet. The fight won't last 4, would pay $150, while it takes $190 to win 100. But the fight will last more than 4 rounds, showing a lack of confidence in Ricky Parkey.
Would you go over that again along with the IBF
Later on.
ABC rules and WBC? Oh, he just got hit while he was in a break. Parkey just got hit on a break. He kept looking at the referee, faking out Holyfield, and then threw a right hand, which did not land.
Ricky Parkey coming in with a bag of tricks.
That's that wild right we talked about. You'll see it all night long. He throws a looping, long right hand, and somehow it seems to hit. Now the plan set out by Georgie Benton for Holyfield.
Strong right hand from Holyfield.
Was to jab, jab, jab in order to take that right hand away from Parkey, make him block the jab, and therefore not throw the right hand.
Holyfield able to double up with the left. Good start in contrast to what we saw earlier between Dwight Cowie and Ozzy Ocasio. People were discussing the scoring of that battle. We're still hoping to talk to one of the judges, with Ocasio somehow taking a majority decision.
An adventure into science fiction when it came to that. No such problems here. Both men are trying their level best in the first round. They end it right here. Good right hand by Holyfield.
Keep your punches up, says the referee, Davy Pearl. And Holyfield right on target.
They've closed that distance. Holyfield willing to fight in close.
Nice left hand by Holyfield. And again the left got in. Final seconds of the first round. Holyfield scoring with lefts and rights in this first round.
How you feeling, son? Great. All right? Okay, you're moving right along good. Don't let him back you up too much now. You got to make him back up off of you, see me? You want him to carry this fight to you all the time, okay? All right? Stay close to him if you have to, all right? Don't give him too much range to punch at you. He's a little taller than you. He's a little taller than you, okay? So you lose more range.
Holyfield on the ropes, lands a long right and falls right into Parkey. Now his technique is to throw as many jabs as he can, get in close, and at the closing bell, you see, this is what wins a round for a fighter. Effective punching on the part of Holyfield all the way to the bell.
Carry your hands good and hard. Carry your hands good and hard.
Those punches,
George Benton and Lou Duva in the corner of Evander Holyfield. Trainer Slim Robinson in the corner of Ricky Parkey had said that Parkey's awkward style would confuse Holyfield. Parkey came out unleashing with that looping right hand, but there was no confusion. Holyfield able to battle back and did hurt Parkey.
Parkey fighting back. He's got a bulldog in there today. As Holyfield, Parkey is not taking it lightly. He just comes battling right back every time he gets hammered. But the more effective punching is being done by Holyfield right now.
This is for the IBF Cruiserweight Championship. However, Holyfield says if Parkey wins, he will give him his WBA Junior Heavyweight Championship belt. Marv Albert with the fight doctor, Freddie Pacheco, and Dave Dials from the Sports Pavilion, Caesars Palace, Las Vegas.
Meaningful punches being put in there by both men. They're standing close. There's no effort to get away. Look at Parkey work away.
Combination by Holyfield.
Both men taking turns. Holyfield with a slight edge because of the effectiveness of the punches.
It's past the halfway mark of this second round.
Parkey is a punching machine. Look at this.
Holyfield right back and connected with the right hand, and he has Parkey hurt. And here's Parkey back.
Two straight right hands of the kind he wants to land right on Holyfield. Holyfield getting careless after that exchange. Remember this right hand drop, Leroy Murphy.
And very sharp punches being landed by Evander Holyfield. Particularly impressive off the combination.
Parkey taking some devastating shots. Very low blow by Parkey on Holyfield.
And that is the end of round 2. And Ricky Parkey took a battering. And this crowd cheering the action that took place in the second round, in contrast to the reaction earlier in the bout between Cowie and Ocasio.
This is almost non-stop punching. If Parkey wasn't punching, Holyfield was. An excellent round. Evander's half of that give and take you see right now. Those right hands that were landing were doing a lot of damage. It would have normally been a close round except for the effectiveness of Holyfield's punches.
Bertie, getting back to the Ocasio-Cowie fight on that disputed decision, Ocasio winning by a majority decision in a stunner over Cowie. We made the request to talk to one of the judges, but the chairman of the Nevada State Athletic Commission, Wayne Ford, will not allow any interviews.
Wisely so.
Well, I don't know about that.
Wisely from his point, not from our point. Back to the real action where two champions are laying it out just as champions should.
This is round 3. What does your scorecard show?
Both those rounds were given by a squeaker to Holyfield. Oh, good right hand. There's that right hand we talked about. Just watch it. Just comes from left field. There it is.
And Parkey attempted to throw it right at the start. Remember, Ricky Parkey, the man who came up with that 8-second knockout of Broderick Mason back in December of '84, and he went right at Holyfield as the bell went to start the fight.
Holyfield has no easy task today. Not only is Parkey putting in a lot of punches, but a lot of them are zinging in low, which is going to sap the strength of Holyfield if this continues at this pace. Pearl has not warned either fighter as yet.
Shaking Parkey. The legs buckle. Parkey going down. That is time left in the round as Davy Pearl will count it. Ricky Parkey indicating with the motion of the right hand that he's going to try and throw the big right. That's what he told us earlier. Let's see.
And winked at Holyfield like saying, well, you got the better of that. His legs are still under him, but they're jingling and jangling. He doesn't have good control of his legs.
And Holyfield just teeing off with combinations. Down goes Parkey for the second time. The 3 knockdown rule is not in effect under the IBF rule.
And certainly he is in bad shape this time. Pearl's going to have to make a quick decision. This next series of blows
Coming up on 30 seconds to go, third round, as Holyfield is looking to finish Parkey off. And that is not a knockdown. There was a slip. Holyfield comes right after Parkey, who has nothing. And that's it. It's all over. Evander Holyfield has stopped Ricky Parkey in round 3. So Evander Holyfield is now both the WBA Junior Heavyweight Champion and the IBF Cruiserweight Champ. The time of the knockout, 2:44 of round 3.
An impressive performance by Holyfield, who had his hands full for all 3 rounds. Parkey not at all an easy opponent, but he just, the devastation of his punches, they were landing accurately, crisply, and his game plan just paid off for him. Ricky Parkey in a valiant performance, but he could not really stand up to a performer that was as hot as Holyfield was tonight.
So Evander Holyfield, the 24-year-old out of Atlanta, Georgia, makes it a record of 15-0, 11 by knockout. The ringside physicians checking out Ricky Parkey.
That made up for the 10 rounds that we saw before.
Catch that comment?
That's a medical comment from my colleague, Dr. Donald Romeo, who said that made up for the 10 rounds we saw before, so at least the doctors have the right opinion in the Las Vegas Commission.
Referring to the Kawi Ocasio sleepathon that was awarded to Ocasio in an incredible majority decision.
And if there is any depressing thing to this win today, is Holyfield going back to his room thinking, oh my goodness, I'm going to have to face Ocasio instead.
Yeah. All right, set for the official announcement. Let's go to the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Davy Pearl stops the bout at 2 minutes, 44 seconds of the third round. The winner by a TKO and new IBF Cruiserweight Champion of the World, Evander Holyfield.
Evander Holyfield at 2:44 of round number 3. So Evander Holyfield stopping Ricky Parkey. Dave Dials is alongside Evander. Let's go to the ring. Dave?
All right, I'm going to get Evander Holyfield to turn around here. So many times in the ring afterwards, a man is wont to say, he never hurt me. I never felt a thing. I knew I had him all the way. You can't say that, can you?
No, I cannot say that. Ricky Parkey came out, and he was tough, and confused me a lot quicker than I took him to be. So the rounds that I went there, I worked every minute.
You thought he might run a little bit, didn't you?
Yeah, I was looking for him to move a lot, but he didn't move as much as I thought he would.
He did hurt you a couple of times, sting you anyway. Would you allow for that?
Well, yeah, he hit me with some clean shots, a couple overhand rights. And, I could like that. He got good power.
Any surprises?
No, it wasn't a surprise. I was expecting a tough match out of Ricky.
What about the second round?
Well, I really can't remember the second round. All I know, I was in there just working hard.
Were you hurt?
Oh, no, not at all. I wasn't hurt at all.
Lou Duva is here, and I have to bring you in. You opened your mouth very quickly, and tell him what you said.
The next heavyweight champ of the world. This guy here is going to go right down. It's just a matter, he's going to clean up the cruiserweights first. Then from there, there's no telling how far he can go.
And this is the man who took at the Sunday paper, Ken Sanders, and said, I guess I am his manager, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I'm glad. He's a great person.
The two of you have a great friendship. So many times in boxing, there's talk of opportunistic managers or people who take advantage of other people. That's not an uncommon story in boxing. That's not the type of story you two are writing.
Well, it's, the Lord bless both of us. We're both born-again Christians, and, I think he led us together, and we love each other very much.
Who's next for you? Who do you want to fight?
Really, I leave that up to my manager here, Ken Sanders, and Lou Duva, the matchmaker, to set up my opponent.
Well, you've got Ocasio next. Now, what did you think of that?
Well, I really wasn't watching and stuff. It looked like it was a pretty tough match for us in the dressing room, but I was busy trying to get myself together for Ricky Parkey.
Well, Wayne King is going to make a great comeback with waltz music after that fight.
We'd hate to fight him here.
It's nice after a fight he can smile.
Well, as bad as the first fight was, the second fight was just that great. Ferdy, don't you agree?
And that couldn't be better said, Dave, because that first one was a sleeper. It's the next thing to anesthetic, but that second one woke you up. And I think as far as championship fights go and the quality of two champions letting it out and letting it all go out, that had everything you expect, almost like Hagler-Hearns, where two guys come out and really go at each other. I think that was a brilliant and good night for Holyfield, and certainly Parkey had no disgrace. He just got hit, as we see. The punches were with such accuracy by this time. By this time, Holyfield had worn out Parkey, and he had no defense. He was strictly getting creamed, and there was no reason for him to remain on his feet.
And that was the first knockdown. Ricky Parkey then gave the indication that he's all right, but obviously he was not all right, and Holyfield went right at him, and finally Davy Pearl stepped in, and the fight concluded at 2:44 of round 3. Evander Holyfield, now both the WBA junior heavyweight champ and the IBF cruiserweight title holder. Evander Holyfield has certainly added glamour to a division that has not been star-studded.
That is the end of the fight, as he didn't even bother to count. That was the end of that, and I think it was well stopped there. Davy Pearl doing.
Okay, we're set with Ricky Parkey now alongside Dave Dowles. Let's get back to the ring.
Ricky, I said in concluding my interview with Evander Holyfield that as bad as the first fight was, the second fight is what great boxing fans come to expect. It's what makes the sport survive. I have to know first, what did you say to Evander? You came over, you hugged him, and you said something in his ear, and I want to know what it was.
I told him it was a great fight. You know, I said, yo, you're a good champion. You should be a true champion. I'm a good champion, and I will be back. That's what I told him. I told him he was great. You know, he's a young guy. He should be there for a long time. Hope he just keep it long enough, give me a chance like I gave him.
Going into the fight, I think you knew yesterday when you and I talked out by the pool that you weren't going to come in here and prance and dance and try to be cute. You knew then what you were going to do, didn't you, or try to do?
Yes, I know that. I know that I was going to bang with him in the early part of the rounds. He happened to call me early and follow up good because he throws a lot of punches. I came in the ring expecting something different. I called him good. I didn't follow up because I know he throws a lot of punches. I figured take him down the stretch and beat him down the stretch. I started too slow.
Yeah, I thought you started pretty fast, really.
No, it was slow.
Not slow? When you went down the first time, you signaled, I'm okay, and you shook your fist. But I didn't think you really were okay then, were you?
That was a really surprise knockdown. I wasn't hurt, I was stunned. When you get stunned, your leg shakes a little bit. You know, you get a little wobbly. That's what happened to me.
You needed a timeout, didn't you?
Well, see, I never had that happen to me, so I never didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
All right, so I said, wow, what's going on? All right, because I know I took a good shot, and I just my legs got shaky, that's all.
Are you able to? What's next for you?
Just drawing boards. I'll be back. I hope Vander can hope to hold the title until I came back. I gave him an opportunity to put a feather in his cap. Hope he can be there when I come back.
You're a brave and courageous fighter. You gave us a good evening of fighting tonight and salvaged what could have been a bad evening with your game effort.
Well, I hope the fans enjoy it. Hope my hometown enjoy it. There ain't no disgrace, to lose one. So somebody got to win, somebody got to lose. That's what makes boxing so great. I'm not disappointed. I fought a guy that beat me. Made me want to try harder. I lost before. It hurts. It makes you try harder and fight harder. That's what life is all about. You got ups, you got downs.
Close.
All right, when you're up, you feel good. When you're down, you feel down. That's the way God made it.
Ricky Parkey, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Marv Albert has the referee, Richard Steele, who was a referee in the ring for that first, I'm not going to call it a fight.
All right, thank you, Dave. It was a walkathon. Ozzy Ocasio somehow winning a majority decision over Dwight Muhammad Kawi. Richard Steele spent a lot of time trying to coach both fighters. It appeared that you were trying to get them to fight.
Yes, my job is to try to make a more colorful of a fight as possible. I can, you know, but, you know, one thing a lot of people don't understand, you know, when a guy is holding, if his tactic is to throw a combination and a hold, that's his fight plan, you know, providing that he is not holding so much that he is interrupting the other guy or, you know, making a bad fight. There's not too much you can do. But a lot of people don't understand that, you know, when there is holding, that means that a person is holding, but the other person most of the time is allowing him to hold.
All right, we made the point earlier that Dwayne Ford, the chairman of the Nevada State Athletic Commission, would not allow us to talk to any of the judges who were involved in the Ocasio-Cowie fight. Dwayne Ford would not come on, but the referee, Richard Steele, is at our microphone. What were your feelings about the scoring on that fight? We thought it was incredible.
Well, I thought the scoring, I won't say that much about the scoring because I was there busy trying to make sure that everything was in order inside the ring, making sure that the holding was not excessive enough to spoil the fight, watching the heads and making sure that all the punches was in front. The scoring, you know, I guess the guy won because, you know, if you look at all of the punches, he had to land more punches. Now, his punches might not have been that hard.
You're kidding me. You thought Ocasio possibly won?
Oh, yeah, I thought so. If that's the way they scored it, they are the professionals. They was the one sitting there, you know. I'm not going to go against their scoring.
Well, of course, it's the old Bill Clem statement. It happened because I called it that way. So there's no other way to look at it. We're getting a little bit close on time. Richard Steele, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
All right, Richard Steele, the referee of the Ocasio-Cowie fight. And there's a look at the Dave Moretti scorecard. He had Ocasio 96-94.
You can see that he gave the first 4 rounds to Ocasio at the time when he was running like a thoroughbred racehorse. Of course, I don't believe that the referee had any other choice but to agree with the commission. He works with the commission, and he's there to do the fight.
All right, the other judges had it by 1 point, and one had it even, so it was a majority decision. But it was Evander Holyfield in the big one, stopping Ricky Parkey. So for Freddie Pacheco and Dave Dials, this is